Good morning and welcome to the Elevate Renatus team call. This is your host, Keely Austin. Today is Money Monday. It is November 9th. I'm grateful to be here with you today. And again, thank you, Anne, for helping me with getting people admitted into our meeting this morning. Our quote of the day today is "Wisdom begins in wonder." We have a couple of dates to take note of. If you haven't already, mark your calendar for March 18th through the 20th, 2021. We have our Renatus National Conference, 3 full days of awesome training, national training from leadership and our CEO himself. We will be meeting online for our national conference in March. The theme is Shifting Higher into Focused Transformation. We also have our dates for Leaders Retreat. We're going to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, August 13th through the 17th, 2021. Leaders Retreat, if you haven't been before, you have to go. It's so much fun. I think, this will be my 3rd Leaders Retreat. We've been to Cancun and Panama. Then this year or next year, we're going to Cabo. So much fun. So I'm really excited to see you all there. We have added some incredible events to our daily and weekly support systems. Every Thursday, we have a weekly private masterclass with Dane Clark. Dane Clark is facilitating that because he has had quite a bit of success in raising private capital for his deals. And everything he learned was from our classes. So make sure that you are watching your classes, coming to this masterclass with questions and ready to take action on how to start to have some conversations on building capital. So this is every Thursday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And we also are doing a daily dream call, daily real estate action mastermind from 9 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. Mountain Time. This has been a lot of fun, and it's actually really, really helping me move forward in my real estate business. So I'm really, really grateful for this call. If you haven't jumped on yet, make sure you do join. It's been very beneficial to me and my business. And I know a lot of people are also taking action and taking a lot of value from it. One other thing is the Friday mornings with Lily Portas, 8 to 9, our usual time for our marketing call. We've added on our Friday mornings with Lily, and it's been so much fun. We also have our daily get to know you call. Michael Huggins and Scott Rowe are hosting a showcase essentially of someone who is killing it in the business. So it's short and sweet. It's only 15 minutes. So Monday through Friday at noon Mountain Time for just 15 minutes, get your guest onto this webinar. It's very powerful. bit.ly/ZoomUp is how you'll access that. Of course, make sure you register in Helios, and you can find the recordings for those ZoomUp calls on the YouTube channel. So make sure that you are taking advantage of that. You can send out those links. And in order to take advantage of the dream call that I mentioned and some of the other things that we have going on, you'll want to be a part of the OES. And to learn more about the OES, visit www.oesoes.com. Last week's house tour was awesome. Tyson, we toured his jungle house. The purchase price on that was $190,000. He's putting around $160,000 into the rehab. He will be selling it for $475,000, and the potential profit is $82,000. One deal. And it is a bigger project. It's going to be, I think, around 6 to 9 months was what he was thinking. So congratulations, Tyson. That is very, very exciting. If you'd like to take a screenshot of our weekly events, this is what our events look like each and every week. Might be nice to just have this on hand if you need to. Every Tuesday at 12:30 Mountain Time, we have our Profits Intro. Michael Huggins is doing a fantastic job at introducing our profits education to people all over the world. So make sure you're tuning in on Tuesdays at 12:30 Mountain Time. We also have, as I just mentioned with Tyson's deal, a house tour each and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. This house tour is in English and is about 90 minutes long. It's a fantastic exposure for your guests. Make sure you're getting your guests to our Wednesday night house tour. We also have a house tour on Thursday night in Spanish. And along with our Spanish house tour, we've got our Super Bowl of events, all kinds of different events to choose from based on you and your goals. Make sure you're telling your guests that we have all of this support readily available to them. So we have our, as I mentioned, the house tour in Spanish, our Pillars of Wealth workshop going over all of our education. We have our follow-up and funding webinar, our onboarding session, Essentials Mastermind, offered in English and Spanish. We've got our business development mastermind and multiple study groups built around real estate. So we've got fix and flip, wholesaling, multifamily, and short-term rental. And a couple of those are going to be adjusted here on the 19th, starting on the 19th. So I'll make sure to get these slides updated as those change. We do record these morning calls. You can find them in two places. We're on Facebook Live. You definitely want to be a part of the Facebook page. It's Renata's Team Elevate. Lots of important announcements. And of course, like I said, you can catch these recordings there. We also have a YouTube channel dedicated to these morning trainings, as well as the Zoom up calls, those 15-minute calls I mentioned. So make sure you're taking advantage of both of those resources. I hope you like the updated photo. This is Michael and his sweet baby and his other baby, Rupert. Today, we get to learn from Michael Huggins, who I very much look up to. He's been an incredible role model for myself, as many of us on the call as well. Michael's been in this business for around 10 years, and he's got a lot of experience. So make sure you take notes and take action on those notes. Before Renatus, Michael was working two jobs. He was working for Jiffy Lube as well as Sears Auto. And might I add that I helped Michael get his job at Jiffy Lube. I used to work there too, a long time ago. So he was frustrated, living paycheck to paycheck, living in Vanessa, his now wife's mother's basement at the time. And they were hardly making ends meet and frustrated and broke. So he knew he needed to make a change. He heard about real estate investing, found an ad. It happened to be Renatus. I'm so grateful that Michael found Renatus, because I wouldn't be here and a lot of other people wouldn't be here if it weren't for Michael's dedication and hard work. We fast forward to today. Michael has now earned himself a level of leadership where he is on the PAC, the President's Advisory Council, with our CEO, Bob Snyder. Also, he has earned himself multiple $1 million in this business and has traveled the United States and traveled the world. But as far as the United States, he's done that to help train all of us here. So it's just incredible, his dedication, what he's done to help us grow. And so again, take notes. I'm excited for what Michael has to share with us today. Good morning, Michael.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks, Keely. Got the updated pic, looking good. And what's up, everyone? I got on my special Renatus tie. All right, you know what that means. Time to get to work. I'm representing Renatus up in here. So if you don't have a Renatus tie, some might claim you're not working hard enough. Okay, so here we are, Monday, November 9th. It's a new world. I was watching a Jim Rohn video a couple nights ago, as I tend to do quite often for the last 11 years of my life. And here's what he said. He said, people carry around a not much list, and they think that these things are holding them back when really it amounts to not much. And then he brings up, what if your negative relatives started becoming positive? What would that do for your business and your bank account? Not much. Well, what if grocery prices went down a little bit? What would that do for your future and your bank account? Not much. Well, what if your boss changed his attitude a little bit? Would that improve your life? Not much. And then he said, well, what if the Republicans got power? What would that do for your life? Some people say not much. Oh, well, what if the Democrats became in power? What would that do for your life? Not much. So the reason I bring this up is to remind you that it does not matter at all who the hell is the president. It really doesn't. Okay?
That's where I disagree with you, Michael.
Well, that's all right. We're going to see, because over the last 10 years, as I've been building a business, there's been Democrats and Republicans in the White House, and my business has still been booming. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you can disagree if you want, Miri, and I know a lot of people will, but what you can disagree, or you can get to work. You can disagree, or you can go build the life you want, regardless of who's in charge. In charge. That's what Jim Rohn was saying. at the end of the day, is the president or a certain party going to be there in the morning to wake you up and help you write in your journal? Are they going to be there in the morning to make sure you do your push-ups and eat your grapefruit? No. So they're not going to do much by way of your life improving. What it comes down to is what you do on a daily and weekly basis and what you decide to do, what you commit to do. What are your standards versus your desires? What are your musts versus your shoulds? And so when I was listening to that, I mean, obviously he's in a crowd of like 300 or 400 people when he says this. And so the first time he says, well, what if the Democrats got in power? And half the room yells at him, ah, and he goes, oh, we could get a good debate going on here. So the point is, it's not about who's in charge at the top level, because at the end of the day, there's so many checks and balances and other things in place anyway, that what it comes down to for us is our ability to work, our ability to focus on our lives improving, not blaming other people, not hoping for the wind to change direction. But what do we do if the wind changes? We set a better sail. That's what it comes down to. So all the Republicans are all crying, dang it, a Democrat. Okay, well, all you Democrats that had a Republican in the White House for 4 years, now you can quit your bitching and moaning and go build a business. Go build the life you've always dreamed of. Half of you on here are like, finally. The last 4 years, I couldn't survive. I was struggling because of, and then they point at someone and blame them. Really. But now we got the Democrats in power. So what, are all the Republicans on the call here going to cry and say, well, I can't build a business now? No, we're not going to do that. What really needs to happen is support. Whoever is in charge, support them. That's it. That's what it comes down to. We all want better lives. It comes down to supporting whoever's in charge. Okay. It's only 4 years. Not that big of a deal. 4 years are going to go by anyway. Honestly, my life wouldn't have changed if it went one way or the other. It really won't. Okay. The sun still comes up. Birds are still chirping. I mean, come on. So we don't blame. Let's take responsibility and realize that whenever power shifts like that, what it's going to do for our lives? Not much. Okay. Now, there we go. Okay. So now I'm on my little soapbox for a minute. Does anyone else want to? Is anyone else in that kind of mood right now? I'm telling you, at the end of the day, there could be both in the White House. It could have been Kanye West in the White House. It wouldn't have mattered. It doesn't matter, okay? What it comes down to is our decisions on a daily and weekly and monthly basis, okay? So with that, I guess congratulations to all the Democrats and congratulations to all the Republicans. You got a Senate and a Supreme Court. All right, everything's balanced. It's all gravy, baby. Let's get to work. Okay, there's lives to change. There's money to make. There's real estate to buy, and today's the day we're going to spend time. We can talk and blame and this and that, but then tomorrow, let's get over that. Let's get over it. There's so many more important things to do, right? People are still damaging the soil. They're still polluting the water and polluting the air. They're still duping our friends with financial systems. They're still shackling people with taxes. There's all these other things that are way more important than a name in the White House. Okay, so let's make sure that we're focusing on our food, our water, our relationships, our body, our health, our visions, and taking care of each other. That's what it really comes down to. So, also, if you guys aren't meditating in the morning, I recommend that, or at least sometime throughout the day, getting your meditation on. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. I know some people do 10 days at a time, whatever. The key is get control over your emotions and stop reacting to thinking that your life is is a consequence of someone else. It's really not. Your life is your making. Your life is your karma. And if you really want to be happy in life, you got to own it. If you think someone else is in charge of your happiness, whoo, you're in for a world of hurt. Whether that's your spouse, your kids, your boss, or your president. Nobody's in charge of your happiness. Nobody's responsible for your happiness but you. When you feel that happiness, when you feel that contentment, you're going to take way more action because you have a lot more energy. When you have more energy, you're going to make more calls. You're going to have more conversations. You're going to stay up later. You're going to get up earlier. And those habits are what change the world. So I'm out here working on changing the world. I'm not worried about, think about this. Over the next 20, 30 years, as we're out here building our businesses and changing the world, how many times is it going to switch power? Too many times to care. It really doesn't matter. Some people want to argue it. They're going to get lost in the weeds. They're going to go over here arguing, and I'm going to be on the phone making sales. I'm going to be taking that money and building my life and helping the new people who came on board build their lives. Other people are going to get distracted. Turn the TV off. Now's the time. Turn the TV off. We're done. Okay? All of you need to go into YouTube. If there's any political videos that are popping up as suggestions, hit not interested. Don't show me this again. Not interested. Don't show me this again. And change all your YouTube settings. Change all your Facebook posts. We're done with politics. It's over. Done. Okay? That was fun. Yay. We all got to watch and vote, and good for us. But now it's time to control what goes into our heads. If you keep watching the news, each channel has their own agenda. Each channel has something that they want you to be thinking about instead of what you should be thinking about. So if you need a few facts in the morning, okay, great. Grab a few facts, but don't be watching it for minutes or hours. Jeez Louise, cut it out. You have 400 hours of content you should be watching, okay? You got more push-ups to do. You're behind on your push-ups. You're behind on your accounting, okay? There's people that you can be calling to be fostering relationships. Turn the news off. Turn it off. Okay? No news is good news. All right? So we're staying focused. Those are distractions. And the challenging thing about the distractions of things like the news is they hired all these intelligent scientists and manipulators to make sure that how they're saying what they're saying grabs a hold of your brain and then turns it into mush and makes you think, oh man, I have no control. I better just listen to you. And it doesn't matter what news channel you're watching. That's what's going on. Okay. There's like 6 families that control all of the media in this country and the world. And so instead of being like, which media should I watch? 0. Read the books. Read the books. Okay. You know what book I'm reading right now? I'm reading a book called How to Buy and Sell Businesses. Okay. That's what's on my mind right now. So if you guys need a cleanse, you need a purge, you need to get this shit out of your life for a minute. Okay. The last couple months was nonsense, right? It was nonsense. You're watching the debates and the mudslinging. Let's get out of it. Let's be over with that. What else can we spend our time on? We can be spending our time on building relationships. We could be spending our time on this thought process. What comes up, it says, I'm no good at fill in the blank. I caught myself this morning doing that. I'm no good at getting up early. And then this thought popped into my head. When did I decide that? When did I decide I'm no good at getting up early? So all of you are like, oh, I'm no good at the phone. I'm no good at making ads. I'm no good at making videos. I'm no good at talking to people. Same question here. When did you decide that? Okay. This is not, this is so, you have such the ability to change your life if you just decide. Yeah, if you just decide. Okay. When did you decide that? Some of you are like, well, I'm no good at push-ups. When did you decide that? Well, I can't pay attention. I'm no good with names. All these limiting beliefs that we create. You have to ask yourself, when did you decide that? And then that begs the question, well, if I decided these limitations, can't I decide these abilities? I'm great with names. I get up on time. I breathe and sleep well and eat well. I get along with people. Or some of you are like, I don't get along with people. Again, when did you decide that? When did you decide that public speaking was intimidating? When did you decide that investing in real estate was hard? Why not decide that it's easy? I mean, you hear Lily's story, she's out of the rat race. You better be on her call this Friday, right? She decided what her life wanted to be, and she went out there and made it. So it all comes down to a decision. When did you decide that limitation? Give it up. So it's going to be weird tomorrow morning when the snooze button is so big and ready to be hit. And I'm going to decide, nah, getting up early is easy. I already decided that. Okay. This is the inner dialogue. Okay. The inner dialogue is the real work. When we control that inner dialogue, and this is why I said stop watching the news, because the news creates your inner dialogue, and that inner dialogue is their agenda. So our inner dialogue is going to ultimately create our experience, our life, our results. And by controlling that inner dialogue, your life is yours. If you let someone else determine what that dialogue is, good luck. Because what do they have planned for you? Not much. Okay. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? Okay, awesome. Cool. Okay. So I made a post the other day that basically said, hey, everyone, we are in January. When we think about life, when we think about schedules, it is January. There's no time to waste. This is preseason. This is get to work time. And I mean, honestly, if you think about like January 1st and this whole thing with the calendar, it's pretty arbitrary, isn't it? Like we got the moon spinning around the sun, or spinning around the earth, which is spinning around the sun, which is in a solar galaxy. And it's like, okay, we're just going to pick a random date and say this is number 1. Okay. And now because we all said this is number 1, we're all going to cut out sugar or read a book or do some push-ups. It is quite arbitrary. When we're processing that, think, okay, then if that's arbitrary, then technically any day could be our new year. Any day, right? I mean, geez, we're in different countries. Korea has a different calendar. China has a different calendar. India has a different calendar. Billions of people go off a different calendar. We got this calendar. And so we're like, January 1st, that's when I'll get to work. Where it's already so far in the year, I don't know if I should really put in the effort or if I should just wait. Stop that nonsense. It's arbitrary. Now is the time to get to work. Every day, little by little. What nonsense can you cut out? What value can you bring in? All right, so my nonsense that I'm cutting out, yeah, the time is now, exactly. The nonsense I'm cutting out is snoozing. I was a professional snoozer up until this morning. And I got really good at it. Man, I could snooze 2 or 3 hours at a time. Some of you don't even know what that's like. But I cut it out. Okay. And as we're continuing to think about what kind of life do I want? What kind of action do I need to take? How many phone numbers do I need to dial? How many leads do I need to generate? How many people, who do I need to become? What kind of language should I cut out? What kind of language should I install? I think one thing, I mean, when we talk about the definition of coachability, right? What it comes down to for my understanding is we all have these preconceived notions, these ideas, these conclusions even. And a conclusion is a dangerous thing to carry around because that means the end, right? When you say your life is concluded, you're saying your life is over. So if you have conclusions about life and ideas and concepts, you are killing those. So be careful about your conclusions that you draw. Instead, be coachable. With that coachability, one of the best ways to display it is We got our ideas and our presuppositions. When a new idea comes in and it conflicts, you're like, what the hell? This isn't what I've been thinking or what I've been taught. What I do is if it's a better fit, I throw it away. Throw away the old one and the new one comes in. And it could literally be the next day that a new one comes in and I have to throw that one out. And it's just constant exchange of new and better and improved ideas. Who are you to say that right now in this point in life, you've grabbed the best ideas and now you're good for the rest of your life? Is that really the case? Did you grab all of the ideas? You're good? Probably not. So if a new idea comes in, which if you read a book, watch a class, have a conversation, pay attention anywhere, a new idea will come in. And then we have to measure it. It's going to challenge an old thought. I mean, a simple one would be, and maybe you've heard Jay Massey talk about it, where he says, your mom tells you don't talk to strangers, right? Our parents always told us, don't talk to strangers. So now we have this idea in our head. And then you come to a training and Michael says, you're going to call strangers. And then you go, what? I got this idea, this conclusion I've drawn about strangers and I'm not supposed to talk to them. Great. How's that going? So you throw that old idea out. You let the new idea come in. Talking to strangers improves my life. Talking to strangers creates leadership opportunities. Talking to strangers improves my health. Improves my wealth. So what other ideas? Getting up early, staying up late, reading books. I mean, some of you, I could tell when I held the book up, you went, oh man, I'm no good at reading. I fall asleep every time I read. Okay. When did you decide that? When did you decide you're no good at reading? When did you decide you're no good at? Knock it off. Okay. Decide things that are going to serve you. That's what I focus on. Okay. So that's my rant. And I will keep ranting if nobody stops me. Oh man. Okay. Anyone needs some clarification on what I've said so far? I am going to switch over to the script a little bit since we talked about that last week. But anything someone needs some clarity on or something I can help with before we transition? Okay. I see the chat room is fired up right now. I love it. Cool. Okay, folks. So since it's January, since it's the new year, since it's a time of evolution and revolution, we need to evolve our lives. We need to evolve our thought process. And I guess the easiest way to get it across is two things. Change your association of sales. Sales is service. Okay? And then get obsessed with sales. Get obsessed with it. Right? You have to sell contractors on your vision of how you want the room to look. You have to sell the neighbors and the committee on the development you want to make. You have to sell the private money lender on giving you money for the deal. Everything is a sale. You have to sell. I mean, we talk about this every day on the morning real estate call. We have to sell the homeowner on our proposition. Everything is a sale. You must get obsessed with it. If you don't get obsessed with it, you are never going to have it. The people who are obsessed with fitness, they got all the fitness. The people who are obsessed with relationships, they got all the relationships. People who are obsessed with money, they got the money. But if you're obsessed with victimhood, you got that too. If you're obsessed with lethargy and laziness, you got that too. I just want to relax. I just want to chill. Can I just chill? Yeah, you can chill, but you're going to have a life that you have no control over if you're just chilling. That's not what life's about. I think you're supposed to chill when you're a corpse. Aren't corpses chill? So until then, you got to be bringing that heat, bringing that fire, warming people up, creating something different. There's no time to chill. So, cool. Brian said he's been reading the 12-week year, and it's been getting him some great results. So if you haven't checked that book out, now's your chance. Okay. So I'm thinking about November as January. What do I need to be doing? What do I need to cut out? Right? I mean, as we get close, Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, all that last week of December, and we start really thinking, ooh, I'm going to change as I'm stuffing cookies in my mouth and drinking some spiked eggnog. I'm going to change. Well, no, I'm not going to chill. What kind of change do we want right now? I mean, the one thing I see missing with a lot of people, because they have a desire, they want to make more money, be successful, provide better for their families. They have a desire, but they don't have a commitment. And that commitment is totally off. So what else can we get committed to? What else can we commit to that will ultimately change our life? I mean, some people think they spend more time talking about why it won't work. They spend so much time talking about why it won't work that they could have used that time to actually get the work done. Garrett Guntersville. I don't know who Garrett Guntersville is. Gunderson? Nice. Okay, so if you don't get obsessed with it, you're never going to have it. That's just what it comes down to. Now, some people go, well, an obsession, I don't know if obsessions are good. Aren't they supposed to, an obsession, that's kind of dangerous, isn't it? Well, no, not if you're obsessed with caring, not if you're obsessed with planet Earth, not if you're obsessed with relationships, or you're obsessed with doing good with your money. An obsession, some people call it a magnificent obsession or a midnight desire. Have you connected to that? Because if you do connect to it, you got unlimited power. You got unlimited energy. Sleep. They're disconnected from their obsession. Okay. So one thing you can get obsessed with is sales. Some people, when you get really high on some crazy drugs, when you have an orgasm, and when you make sales, all the same chemicals explode in your brain. Did you know that? So while other people are wasting time, you could manipulate and leverage the chemical factory that's in your brain to create positive action in your life. Now, some people they take it in a negative direction, all those chemicals. So when I close the sale, we anchor it. Okay. I jump up and down. I say, yes, 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 like 10 freaking times. And now I got that sale anchored. Now I feel, now when I get closer to a sale, I can start to tap into that energy. If all of you listen to Straight Line Persuasion, we all should have. If you have not by now, put it in the chat if you need the link and we'll drop it in there for you. Straight Line Persuasion, he talks about how to anchor the positive feeling of sales into your body so you can just do one thing and get right back to that state. Isn't that crazy? Just by the way you breathe, stand, and use your body, you can get just as intoxicated as you can with drugs. Now every time you do a sale, you get intoxicated. Wouldn't it make more sense to just do as many sales as you can? But some people, a waste of time, a waste of energy, hoping that someone else is going to take care of their life for them. But it's up to you. Your life, your karma, your action. It's up to you. Okay, so straight line training is in the chat box. If you need the link, go ahead and grab it. If you've only listened to it once, I recommend you go through it again. Each time you go through it, you're going to gain so much more. Okay, that guy was making $1 million a week in sales for years. $1 million a week. He was making $50 million a year from phone sales. So he learned a thing or two. And oh, that's our script. Should we pull up our script? Let's go through our script. I'm going to pull it up. Let's get scripty.
Yo, Michael, I just brought somebody through the script.
You did?
Yeah, last week. And I got all the way to, all right, what's your credit card number? You got your credit card? Go get it. And he went in to get his credit card, but I could tell he was shocked, kind of.
Okay.
So he came back 3 or 4 minutes later. So I just sat there on the phone and waited for him. And he said he couldn't find it. He couldn't find his credit card. And then he's like, Friday. And so I texted him Friday, and I haven't heard from him yet. So I don't know what happened.
Okay. Well, I used the script also twice this weekend, and we got 2 cash essentials out of it. And it was that same thing. The guy's like, oh, when I said, do you want to do debit or credit card? He goes, yeah, I guess I better leave my cash and I'll just use the credit card. Let me go find it. And then again, when the customer says, I got to go find it, I just wait, twiddle my thumbs. So he goes to go look for it, and he goes, Mike, I can't find it. I can't find it. I can't find it. And I don't say anything. Because in the back of my mind, I'm like, what kind of adult are you? You don't know where your credit card is? So I don't say anything because that's what I wanted to say. So I just wait. And he says, okay. Now, sometimes I didn't do it with this one, but sometimes in the past I'll be like, well, what pants were you wearing? Oh, there it is. So he actually did that. Oh, great pants. Okay, so he goes and gets it. And then he trepidatiously reads me the card. But then we get his account set up. I mean, it's 1997. It's not a big deal, right? So, so we get him signed up. And then the other guy, it wasn't mine. It was Tom and Shelley's, but he reached out to me. So I said, okay, cool. He was on the Thursday night briefing, which if you guys haven't been putting people on, the last couple of weeks, I've been giving them my calendar link, and these guests have been scheduling times to talk to me, and then I just close them for whoever brought them. It's just a quick 15-minute call, but you guys should still be building for Thursdays and putting all your people on, because at the end, I share a way for them to connect with me, and then we use that persuasion to get them involved. So the guy calls me, and within 15 minutes, he's reading the credit card also. But we use those micro agreements. Sound fair enough? Okay, so let me pull it up here. And I think who okay, so who has finished straight line persuasion and has and is willing to read this script as some practice? Because we got 13 minutes. There's a few people I want to call out, but if they didn't read or listen to the training, then I don't want to put them on the spot. Nobody wants to be put on the spot. I love it. Practice? No, I don't want to practice. There's people watching. Can't I just call my leads in the dark on my own and have no one watch?
It's practice in a safe environment.
That's right. Okay, so who's doing it? Who would like to read the script? Dan Knickerbocker. Perfect.
Hey, Michael. I
Hey,
read it
Dan.
last time.
I know, you did such a great job. Okay, how about this?
Yeah.
I'll let you nominate the person.
Okay. Well, let me see. Mike White just went through it with the customer. He'd be a good one. Keely's a go-getter. She'd be good. Let's see who else has their video on right now. Oh, Bilal. He doesn't have his video on, but I just saw his name. He'd be somebody who'd be good.
What about Celeste? Celeste, you got your camera on? There she is.
All right. Just need her audio on.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Wow, who would know speaking is so intimidating. I'm like shaking. Anyway, okay. I have my script in front of me.
Okay, perfect.
Hey, John. This is Celeste, and I'm calling from Renatus over in Cary. How you doing today? Great. Now, if I recall, you attended a webinar last week through Zoom with Michael. Does that ring a bell? Okay, great. Well, the reason for the call today is that you're one of the folks who hasn't enrolled in the program yet. And if you have 60 seconds, I'd like to share an opportunity with you. Have you got a minute? I'm assuming that your time is just as valuable as mine. So before we get into the good stuff, let me ask you a few questions. Okay, great. Just a quick question so I don't waste your time. If you already, wait, what kind of work do you do? Okay, so you're self-employed. And how's that been going for you? And how are your sales, marketing? Wait, I'm sorry, hold on here. And how's it going for you, your sales, your marketing, and so forth? Do you have anything on the internet or e-learning? Do you do anything like that? Have you set any financial goals over the next few years? And what do you think is your greatest limiting factor for your success? What do you feel you need to have more time and money? And are you able to do what you enjoy doing any?
Here, I'll say this line.
Yeah, thanks.
What do you feel you need to have the time and money to be able to do what you enjoy doing anytime or on a full-time basis?
Okay, great. Well, based on everything you've just said to me, this program is definitely a perfect fit for you. Now, here are a few quick highlights. First, the program starts with coaching, which will literally off the charts be effective. You will have an investor practitioner as your personal coach and mentor for a full year, guiding you every step of the way to massive success. You will have direct access to our platform 365, 24/7 with a weekly coaching every Tuesday so that you can get all of your questions answered, as well as access to your private Facebook group where you can get more support in your business. You following me so far? Okay, great. Now, the coaching program is only the beginning. You'll also have access to 64 full days of on-demand training, 5 training to dive deeper into a treasure chest of wealth creation strategies. And I can promise you, that if you think this intro meeting was powerful, this is a whole new level. Bob and his team of expert instructors will be showing you every tactic and strategy you need to know to become massively successful, because it's one of their areas of true expertise. And believe me, with someone like Bob and his team showing you the ropes on this, you cannot go wrong. Now, getting enrolled is very simple. Just one question, some basic information for the application. And believe me, if you do even half as well as the rest of the people who have gone through this program, you're going to be very, very interested. Sound fair enough? So if he agrees, okay, great. Now, let me just make sure that I have your correct details. Your full name is, and verify all of his information. Okay, great. Now, as far as payment goes, is cash outlay, it's only a cash outlay of $19,994, which is 20% discount of the retail price. I can handle that with either a credit card or a debit card. Which do you prefer? Okay, great. Do you have that handy? Now, it's only a cash, so if after you first said, fair enough, he asks, what's the cost of the program? It's a cash outlay of only $19,994, which is 20% discount of retail price. It includes both the coaching and the online classes. And like I said, if you do even half as well as the other people who've gone before this program, this will be the best investment you've ever made. Sound fair enough? Okay, great. Now, let me just make sure I have your correct details, confirm all of his details. And moving right on to the first rebuttal. Well, let me ask you a question. Does the program make sense to you? Do you like the idea? Exactly. You see, the true beauty with Renata's coaching and online training program is that you'll be mastering both the inner and the outer game of wealth. So should I go through all of those, Michael?
No, these are just ideas. Bring up like 2 or 3 that would resonate with whoever you're talking to.
Okay. So if you're looking to create a lifelong legacy and you want to work harder and smarter, work smarter and not harder, then this is definitely going to be a program for you. I mean, it's truly an incredible program. You see what I'm saying? If he agrees enthusiastically, you say, exactly. It truly is incredible. Now, let me ask you this. If I'd been working with you for the last 3 or 4 years, advising you on different seminars, I mean, let's say I'd emailed you let's say I enrolled you into a fix and flip seminar 3 years ago, and you'd been making 20 or 30,000 per flip ever since. Or if I'd put you into a rental portfolio seminar and you'd be making a ton of cash flow, or if I'd showed you how to save tens of thousands in taxes per year, then you probably wouldn't be saying, let me think about it, would you? You'd be jumping through the phone right now to sign up. Am I right? So option 1, wait a second, you mean to tell me that if 3 years ago I'd put you into a fix and flip program and you'd turned a $20,000 investment into $100,000, or if you'd put into a rental portfolio seminar and you have replaced your job with a passive income, that you wouldn't be saying, where do I sign up? I mean, come on, honestly. Option 2, okay, wait a second. You mean to tell me that if 3 years ago I put you into a fix and flip program and you bought and sold a bunch of property and made a fortune on them, or if I'd put you into a rental portfolio and you'd have turned $20,000 investment into 100 grand tax savings and cash flow, then you wouldn't be saying, where do I sign up? I mean, come on, honestly. Exactly. So now I can understand you don't know me and I don't have the luxury of a track record. So let me reintroduce myself to you. My name is Celeste and I'm a manager at Harvest Enterprise LLC. And now I plan on being one of the top people here this year. And I'm not going to get there by advertising my clients poorly. And I'm certainly not going to get there by dealing with one client at a time. But what I know is that if I enroll you in the Renatus program now, and you do even half as well as the rest of my clients who've gone through it, you'll give me tons of referrals down the road. And that's exactly how my business grows. And as far as Renatus goes, not only are we the fastest growing education company in the United States, we are also the most well-respected. We only represent the best coaches and educators in the world. And when it comes to turning people into real estate millionaires, so why don't you do this? Get started right now. Let me set you up. Let me set up your 1 week test drive of the education so you can see the power and the training program, the workbooks, the spreadsheets, and the coaching. And it's only a cash outlay of $19,994. And believe me, if you even do half as well as the rest of my clients who've gone through this program, the only problem you'll have is that I didn't call you 6 months ago and sign you up then. Sound fair enough? And the second rebuttal. So if he still wants to think about it and call back, okay, you know, I've been doing this for quite some time now, Joe. And if there is one thing I've learned over the years is that you simply won't call back. And it's nothing to do with the program. Despite how great you know it is and how much money you know you can make and how many problems you know it can solve, you simply get caught up in the daily grind again and not take action. That's just the way it is. I mean, let me say this. One of the true beauties of this program is that it can actually comes with a full week cancellation, free cancellation. If you go through your classes for the whole first week and don't think it's the best education you've ever experienced, then you can get 100% refund, no questions asked. So it costs you absolutely nothing. You just let us know, shake my hand, and we can just part as friends. So what's the worst that can happen? Let's say I'm wrong and you absolutely hate the program and get your 100% refund. Is that going to put you in the poorhouse? Exactly. Of course not. But on the upside, if you find this program 1/10 as amazing as the rest of my clients who've gone through it already, you're going to literally be soaring to success. And what Renatus can do for you over the long term is help you build a lifelong legacy, change your mindset, change your results, and you will be working harder, and you will be working smarter and not harder. It truly is transformational. So do this. Let's create your account, fund it, and unlock your education so that you start expanding all the benefits right away. And if they still have another objection, believe me, it's going to be the best decision you ever have made, because if you even do half as well, then this is going to be an amazing transformation in your life.
Okay, great stuff.
Yeah, I'm a little calmer now at the end, but oh my God, my hand was shaking so much. So I broke through the comfort zone.
That's right. Fantastic. Okay, so we're just going to keep getting better at this. So that's what it sounds like when you do it the first time, but by the 5th, 10th, 100th time, it's going to sound like natural. I used that line last week. One of the only problems you'll have is that I didn't call you a year ago and get you started then. Right? Like these lines will just start to come out naturally. So good job, everyone. I put the YouTube link to the Jim Rohn speech in the chat. So hurry up and grab that because I have to end this webinar now. Grab that link. It'll
The
change
links
your
are
life.
also on the Facebook video.
Say what?
The links are also on the Facebook video.
Oh, fantastic. So you can go grab them in that chat spot also. And with that, I'm going to go hop on the Pat call. You guys got your real estate call. So I will catch you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye.
See ya. Thanks.